What is going on today, guys? We are back again with another video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing tank sizes for your crested gecko. Before we do, you do have two options for your crested gecko tanks, and those, like the ones down on the end and the ones over here, Exoterra front opening tanks. These ones have a mesh top and the doors on the front. These, for example, like the one in the middle there, that looks a little messy. Don't mind that it's messy. It is a DIY tall tank, basically, is what we call it. It used to be a long tank, one that's more of a terrarium. You can do the same thing with aquariums as well. You can buy conversion kits, but they're very hard to find. So what we ended up doing is starting this little build here, which works just fine, and we're upgrading it actually hopefully this weekend. But we're going to be bringing up, there's a piece of PVC on the inside here to hold the substrate back away from the mesh lid. And then we're actually going to take that substrate out or extend it up to go to about here is where we're hoping. And then we have the plastic wrap, which helps keep humidity in, obviously. Then we're going to add a piece of PVC and silicone it on the outside as well. That we're hoping will help complete the look and make it look a whole lot better than it does now. But basically that is your two options, front opening or this option of the long tank flipped on its side, kind of jimmy rigged with reptile clips to hold the front on and stuff like that. Those are kind of your two options. But sizing, how big do you need your tank? So, crested geckos, most of the time you're going to get them at a couple months old. But I guess sometimes some people will sell them before they're a couple months old. So I guess it's important to note that you can use a 15-gallon fish tank for a crested gecko that is under 3 months old. Now, above 3 months till about 10 months to a year and a half, depending on how your crested gecko is growing, these tanks will do just fine. I actually know people that have full-grown adults in here. We wouldn't recommend that. We like to upgrade them as much as possible, so we only keep them in here until they're about a year and a half, and unless they're growing really fast, then we'll move them into a tank that is bigger sooner than normal. Now these ones, for example, are about 15 gallons. So if you wanted to do this one, you could do a 15 gallons. But these are they're actually 11 gallons. But you know, so a 10 or 11 gallon tank will do just fine for them until they're about a year old. These ones, for example, measure 12 by 12 by 18. It's 18 tall, 12 wide, and 12 deep. Now, once they reach about a year and a half, or start growing quickly and need more places to climb, you'll actually notice them on the roof a little more and stuff like that, and they just look overall uncomfortable. We will move them into these tanks. These ones are 26 inches tall. Obviously, these ones are the Exoterras. These ones you can actually house 2 adult crested geckos in if you would like. But we don't recommend cohabitating unless you're breeding. So each one houses 1 crested gecko. And now you notice this one is much thinner. That is completely okay. They use height more than they do width or depth. So they really like to be up tall, and you can keep a crested gecko just as happy in a tank like that as well. Now, that tank will last them, you know, from when they're a year and a half, all the way up till the end of their life. Now, we do recommend filling these tanks up more and more because, you know, it is very good to have a very covered tank. But guys, that will basically cover it. Is these ones, you know, until they're about a year old, a year and a half old. Before that, give them a tank that is about 18 inches tall And then after that, a 26-inch tall tank works just fine, and that will last them the rest of their life. Well, guys, thank you for watching this video. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Peace.